So we know when the action's happening.
Welcome to episode 37 of the Geek podcast. This is Vaughn.
Joey.
And Adrian.
This is our first video foray.
Fuck yeah. Super excited.
Interactive.
Oh
3D.
It's like, it's like I can touch you. Who knows?
Every place.
Someday I might be able to touch you.
Okay.
Alright.
Starting with movies.
We do games. Games and movies.
Either way, it doesn't matter. What have we been playing?
I feel like we've all been playing a lot of, like,
Everything.
yeah, pretty much the same stuff.
I mean, you guys did Battlefront. Because last we haven't done a cast in a while.
Before Halo.
Yeah, before Halo. Because we played Halo, COD, Battlefront. I know those are 3 titles that weren't even fucking
So
released,
I've been playing, well, since the last one I did, Halo, Transformers. No, I didn't do Halo. What the fuck? Call of Duty, Transformers, Star Wars, Fallout. What else has come out?
Tony Hawk. Did you play Tony Hawk?
That was before, though. That was a while ago.
I don't really think there's anything.
I repurchased Dishonored. It's Black Friday. Haven't played that one yet. I'm gonna finish some of my other stuff. Pretty much Call of Duty and excuse me, Call of Duty and Battlefront.
Anything special about either of those 2 titles that we want?
I'm really good at zombies, and I'm really good at Fighter Squadron.
I haven't played Battlefront yet. I really want to play it, but I don't know. It's not top of my list.
You just got a bunch of stuff too. So.
Yeah, there's about 5 fucking games, including Brady fixed that code thing, so I got Gears Ultimate for free. But me, been playing Halo. Halo, did the Call of Duty. I really don't. I have like 2 achievements left to get in Isaac, and then like the last achievement is to get all the other achievements in the game, so I don't know. I'm happy I got those 5 games. I got 5 games because...
Real quick, how do you feel about the mismarketing with Halo?
With the whole like
every trailer.
Yeah,
every trailer was like something different.
I feel like a lot of people were like, I wasn't upset because the way that it was marketing really had me questioning how the game was going to play out. But like the way the game actually played out was exactly how I imagined it. The way they marketed it made it seem like it was going to be something vastly different.
Because there was like that traitor trailer, and that was basically like
literally
Master Chief is a bad guy.
Nobody in that entire game ever accused him of being a traitor.
And then
the whole premise of that game.
Well, there was that trailer, and then there was the one like right before launch that GameStop was playing, where it was like Master Chief is pronounced dead.
No, I get it. Like
and
in the entirety of that game,
neither of those things happen.
No one ever questions Master Chief. Like no one ever says he's a traitor. And no one ever thinks he's dead. You are literally just hunting down Chief because he goes AWOL. Like, it's standard military procedure. It's just, in space. Like, if someone goes AWOL, they send someone looking for you. And then, like, throughout the game, as things play out, they're like, well, Master Chief is being tricked. He doesn't know what's going on. We have to stop him. For making this mistake, but the trailer made it all seem like Master Chief is actively doing things to attack Earth, and people thought that was the case, but at no point does anybody ever think it's the case. I didn't mind it because that's initially what I like. How the game played out is how I initially thought the game Halo 5 was going to go when they said there's going to be a Halo 5. But
do you feel if they took out the lock stuff that the story could have held its own? Like if you completely eliminate the lock portion.
The lock portion, honestly, was like that didn't really have anything to do with. Um, if you take out the lock portion, because there's only about 3 missions in which you're Master Chief.
Wow.
Because Master Chief, you do a couple missions. It's like back and forth. So it's like 1 Chief, 2 lock, like 1 Chief, lock, Chief, and then Chief goes to like this Forerunner world,
Mhm.
and then Cortana like traps him there, and then you're lock for the rest of the time, like
Oh, wow.
still pursuing Chief, trying to like get there and follow him. And so if you did take the lock part out, you would have to
Extend the.
you would literally have to make the whole rest of the game. You'd have to redo the whole game. I like the lock stuff though because it like gave the Arbiter more relevance, because the Arbiter has not been mentioned at all
2, really.
since 2. Like in any kind of
You play as him in 2.
You play as him in
3
2,
is,
and
like,
then
in the beginning, and then I don't.
they
remember
really
seeing
never
him.
explain who he is, what he's about. And then in 3, the only time you ever hear 3 and 4, the only time you ever hear about the Arbiter is like the Covenant will like in passing say things about the Arbiter, like when you're like sneaking around. It's just like, fuck the Arbiter, but they really don't. There's no relevant like dialogue with him, and then they have him in this one, and they explain like who he is really. He's like, because for the longest time most people thought the Covenant was all one thing, and they never like the Sangheili is what the elites are, like they're called the Sangheili, and that race is actually fighting the Covenant, them and like the Grunts, which they really haven't given them a name, but I'm like they have it in the books and stuff, but I can't think of it right now. But they're fighting the Covenant in a civil war. So a decent portion of the Locke storyline is you helping the Arbiter fight the civil war against the Covenant, and you're literally finally destroying the last of the Covenant, because the Forerunner, the Forerunners creations, whatever you want to call them, they become the most prevalent threat, and they are fucking terrible. They're awful, dude. Their base unit is like a soldier. That's what they're called, and they can teleport.
Oh, great.
Every single one of them.
Perfect.
It's super annoying, super aggravating.
So does, like, because Batman did the mismarketing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Does it bother you? Well, does it bother you at all that they did that? And then I would say Batman, it was more of a big deal than Halo, only because that is such like a small portion of the story that they went to such great lengths to lie about.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason that Batman would bother me more. But personally,
it bothers me that they did that. Not so much pertaining to the game, because it's an overall solid game, played very well. I felt like 343, did a great job on this one. I think they actually improved on the game. Halo 4 being like my favorite Halo, I felt like it was the best pace and most balanced one. I feel like they did a really good job on it. It kind of bothered me in the sense that I feel like that advertising aired more on the side of a gimmick almost, where it's like they wanted to kind of trick you into thinking that it was something it wasn't, as opposed to coming out and telling you exactly what they were doing and just having faith in their own ability and in their own game.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, because it's a solid title, and there's no need for gimmicks or lies.
What do you blame?
My usual platinum report. Lego Dimensions, Game of Thrones, and Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 was in
9 days.
It's goddamn impressive.
50-ish hours.
And
Miserable.
I'm going to spend like the first year, once I'm done with school, and just not do anything. Just play games. Just gonna work, play games, and then I can catch up. It doesn't matter anymore. Fun fact, I don't know how long this has been going on. I don't know if I think I told you, they made Gamerscore irrelevant again.
Yeah.
There's no more rebate. Your rebate depends on it's called My VIP.
Pay you in kisses.
Pretty much, their currency is fire ants, which nobody wants. And there you
They're
go.
so popular, they're not even worth anything. It's the black ones you want.
That's a first. But yeah, you have to. It's all depends on money now. So how much money you spend is the amount of rebate you get. And I looked it up. It was, I want to say, something around $1,200 topped out. So you had to buy.
That's like some Best Buy shit, dude. Like Best Buy's Elite member. Like I think it's like $3,500.
And that's
in
like
a year.
that's to get
That
like a
resets at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's to get a 10% rebate, and that resets at the end of the year. So, like, by the time you spend that much, not that many fucking titles come out in a year.
Right.
So I don't
Not
know.
$1,200 worth.
I don't know what you would buy to even get 10%. And even if you did, by the time you reach that limit,
Does it have to all be digital though?
yeah, it's the only way to prove that you
Yeah.
bought it. Because I thought I was going to score some easy points because there was a thing. It was like, buy these 5 titles and get this many bonus points. I owned, because it was like Halo, and I think it was Halo Gears and like a couple others. Well, I had 2 of those, which I had Halo and I had another one I had bought hard copy, and then one of them that I had bought digitally, but I only got credit for the digital one. But yeah, so
Is it only games, or can it be like movies and?
I mean,
and
it's
stuff?
it's
Just
anything,
with your account?
but who has that much? Even if you could find that many things to spend money on in a year, which would be a hard thing to do, by the time you earn that rebate, I would have to say you probably are out of things to buy.
There's no point in having.
There's no point in having the rebate. You're not getting anything for it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like it mentions, Game of Thrones, Fallout, Battlefront, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, Just Cause 3. I didn't get a chance to play the Siege beta because it just never worked.
The beta closed now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it closed today. Because last night was the last night.
I think that's all I've been playing.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. That's right. That's good. Multiplayer's Call of Duty multiplayer. That I don't like, but
I can't stand the multiplayer anymore. I really want to get into it. I played with Mark. He is really good at it. I'm decent. Like, I was like 14-3, 14-2, but Mark was like, him and
Nate Figs.
were like 23-1 and shit, and they run around with shotguns. But it just wasn't fun. I don't like it. I don't. Honestly, a big thing of playing Call of Duty for me was the kill streaks, man. The kill streaks made it exciting. Like, that shit was cool. Dropping bombs on people, piloting jets and stuff like that was cool. Now it's like, kill 18 people and you can get a radar. Like, why? Why not just take the kill streaks away so I don't even waste my time on it? You know?
It's all about the your power ups for your own
Yeah.
character.
And it's. I mean, I get it, but this all revolves around. You know, it all circles back with the whole. If you're gonna stray so far away from what Call of Duty was, because I get it, like original Call of Duty, like if on a competitive level they don't even have kill streaks, but like back in Call of Duty, even when there was only 3 kill streaks, like the kills, that was the coolest thing. Like, you got 7 kills and you got a helicopter, you're the fucking man for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. It's Call of Duty.
I don't know.
They
Really enjoying Battlefront though.
really enjoying Battlefront and
I don't
the
know.
zombies.
I don't know how much of it is the Star Wars part as opposed to the actual gameplay, but it's nevertheless.
There's a really clean split online of people saying like it should be a reskin Battlefield, and then there's like 50% of people that are like this game would blow if it was a reskin to Battlefield.
Well, I told Joey, I actually have it on my phone. I can post it on the website, just for the sake of argument's sake. There was an article I read and some guy reviewing Battlefront, and he's pretty much said that there is no reason to purchase that game unless you are like a diehard Star Wars. He said the game really he just like pretty much saying like the game really offered nothing special. He said it was very simplistic.
There's nothing unique in terms of gameplay that brings to the
Yeah,
table.
that's pretty much what he was saying. Is that it brought nothing unique to the table, and the only reason you should spend $60 on that game is for the sake of being a Star Wars fan, owning a Star Wars game. But other than that, I mean, I haven't played it, so I neither agree nor disagree. I can't really say because that game's online only, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
For
really,
the most part. Yeah.
For the most part, yeah, I can't really say online only games aren't worth $60 because Evolve. I bought Destiny. I'm gonna buy Siege. It's that age in gaming, I guess. That's.
If you're not connected, you're a dweeb.
I know.
Honestly, it's gonna sound shitty. If you're not connected, what's the point of having a next gen console?
I mean,
like
that's fine with me. I'm cool with being connected. I don't feel that because I mean I agree with what you're saying, but that's kind of how the companies are looking at it. Like, if you're not connected to the internet, what's the point of having a next gen console? Some of us are connected to the internet and we still want a campaign.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I get it. You want us to be connected to the internet. I'll connect to the damn internet. Just give me a campaign. Like sometimes I enjoy a game. I enjoy a gameplay style like the other Rainbow Sixes, which I thoroughly enjoyed. But sometimes I don't feel like playing competitively. Sometimes I feel like playing a campaign and getting a story out of it. Rainbow Sixes, Vegas 2 is my hands down like favorite shooter. I just love it. I feel like it's very smooth. The cover system is perfect. I really never had an issue using it.
A lot of people like that.
Exactly, and playing campaign on that was fun, and you can have another person and you play co-op campaign, and, be strategic and stuff. But
that also falls into legacy thinking. Where do you think they should be charging $60 for a multiplayer only game when in the past it was either single player and a multiplayer? But that's the way the industry is.
Yeah, no, there's nothing we can do about
$60 is the price of a game, whether it's single player only or multiplayer only.
But at this point, it's like I'm almost willing to just accept it. I'm willing to accept that that's what it is, but at the very least, humor me and give me a shitty campaign. Seriously, like at the very least, give me something that resembles a campaign, and I'll just accept it. I'll take that L, but don't just give me 100% online only.
I want to come in and be ballsy and like put a different price out there. Like throw us a game for $40.
What game was $50?
Call of Duty on 360 and PS3.
Yeah.
A bunch of the remastered games are coming out at 50.
I feel like it's only fair. Like, that's fair. Like, I don't get a campaign. The campaign for the new Call of Duty was shockingly long.
Yeah.
As was Halo's campaign was.
Yeah, we didn't finish
Halo's
it.
campaign was long.
I feel like we didn't finish it because we kind of got bored, though.
Oh no,
We were going through those
same
levels and doing the same exact thing, finding 4 of 5 or 5 of 6 collectibles in every level, not being able to find the last one, doing all that shit. Like every level.
What a twist! Someone betrayed another person.
Yeah, like it was a very long campaign, but every level it's like run through and you're gonna be killing guys a decent bit, and then you get into a huge fight. There's probably one of those like warmonger guys.
Those guys are fucking assholes.
Maybe an APC. You finish that, then you go to a room where you upload something, and then the level's over.
Or just a couple awkward, useless cutscenes.
And
Or animation transitions.
Where you enter a room for no fucking reason. Open a door and enter a room,
And then
so
do a
you
loading
can just
screen.
leave.
The mission
Yeah, the
prepping.
mission. Yeah, what the fuck was the point of that?
Useless.
I don't. I agree. That mission, the tutorial mission, that shit seemed like it took forever to do.
That was pretty.
When you're doing all the
Stuff in the
virtual reality
Yeah.
shit, that would took forever. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Train go boom.
Train go boom every time. I was like, dude,
And then-
say train go boom again, and I'll throw this out of the damn window. I'm not having your shit.
Apparently, what actually happened is you die when you get your arm, or you die where they're implanting the thing into your head.
Spoilers for Call of Duty Black Ops 3
Yeah, ooh.
campaign.
And you looked into that, and that's like...
That's legit. Yeah, you know, like the screen where they're pulling the words from.
Mhm.
I guess somebody slowed it down and screen capped all of it and put it and it makes a coherent story. Like the first, it's like 7 or 8 paragraphs. The first paragraph is talking about what happens during that mission. Everybody dies. Everybody. Except like Taylor is like the extraction team.
Mhm.
Everybody dies that's not part of the extraction team. At the point where you get your arms ripped off,
Mhm.
he's the only one left. And he comes to get you. You're the only survivor. The only way you're going to survive is if they implant that into your head. He links up with you to help you heal, and the link up kills your character. And then everything else is him talking about why he joined the Black Ops unit.
God damn.
And you're playing through your character's final moments in their head.
So that makes sense why at the end you're like... I'm
You're Taylor, and the the lettering for the levels spells out you are Taylor.
Well, there we go.
Side note, your character's an asshole.
Oh, a huge fucking douche. He's a douche if you're a dude. It's even worse when you're a chick.
I didn't play as a chick.
Vaughn did, and I could hear his character talking.
Super sassy,
My character
super bitchy.
say my character says all these people will die if we do this. He's like, all these people will die if we do this. His character says it the most bitchy way you could ever imagine. She's like, all those people will fucking die, you stupid cunt bag. Like, holy shit, your character is just so,
You're dropping C words and everything.
God damn. I don't know. I thought the it would have been a good campaign if I feel like they just stretched the levels out longer than they had to be.
Do something a little more unique.
Mm.
Which the hacking stuff is unique, but after the third mission, it's kind of like you're doing the same steps every.
once you upgrade control, which is the only really
Only
useful one.
Second you get a control of what is it, the wasp.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking a wrap. No one can touch you. You're just gunning them down. They're paying no attention to you. The fucking big asp, ACP, AWP, whatever they're called. You can hack those, and most of the time, if you hack them, sometimes you can't hack them. They'll say this is already in control. No shit. That's the reason I'm doing this is so I can take control of this thing. But there's one mission where you're you go back to Egypt and you're helping the rebels out, and I think I told you about it. They're just a big open field and they're charging you. If you take control of it, you can just keep killing them, and then eventually they're really good at blowing it up. They're extremely proficient at blowing it up. They blow it up, another one comes out, you take control of the second one, and the mission's just over. Because that's the whole point, was to fight that thing. And it's just alright, we're good to go. Okay. That was super easy. I'm sure that was supposed to take me 10 minutes of hard fighting, but that literally took me 30 seconds. I regret nothing. I played the game how it was supposed to be played.
So, let's talk about Fallout.
Haven't played it yet, but...
As spoiler-free as we can.
Spoilers, that game blows donkey dick.
Goddamn.
I've played collectively 4 hours. Not very far into that game.
Jeez, pussy boy.
It is so aimless.
It's Fallout!
It's like Fallout 3, Skyrim. They gave you somewhere you needed to go. They don't do that in this.
I absolutely refuse to go where they tell me to go, so that's okay with me. I will love this game.
It's okay with you until you play it and you realize you have no idea how to progress the story. And on top of that, there's just this weird glitch where whenever there's a quest giver in Sanctuary, they'll teleport onto a roof and you can't talk to them.
I know. Some guys at my work got it, and they were telling me that there was some hard glitches in that game, and they were still not fixed. As of today.
There has not been a patch for consoles as of
To do
November 29th, 2015.
Yeah, because I was talking to them and they're like, dude, I almost want to fucking take Fallout back. I'm like, why? And they're like, glitches, man. I was like, dude, they still haven't patched those? Like, nope. And their list of things that would fucking happen is just.
I forgot to tell you the other day, one of our regulars, glasses, dark hair, usually greasy, also hunts trophies. He came in for like Dark Souls 2 and stuff like that. He had a glitch where he could not fast travel anymore.
That's shitty.
I think that happened to Robert. Like
Really?
his helicopter, he got in the helicopter, and he was like flying or whatever, canceled, and the helicopter just sunk into the ground, and he couldn't use it anymore.
That happened to me, but luckily the helicopter came above the ground again and I could get off. But yeah, could not fast travel anymore, so he was walking from place to place. He came in the other day, and I asked him, like, how did that get fixed? Like, did you somehow fix it? He's like, yeah, I could play again.
I was gonna say something.
Be brutal.
That I didn't like about it. The most guidance they give you is with the creation stuff, and they don't give you any guidance with that at all. The first time that I like found it, you're like, you go to this gas station, and then I was like fucking around in the gas station looking at everything. Walk up to this table, clicked X, the thing just popped up. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. No idea how to get rid of it, no idea what to do with it. It didn't show me like a tutorial or anything. I still don't know what I'm supposed to do, like with my home base. Am I supposed to protect that?
No, you don't have to protect that. You can set up turrets to protect it. There's enough people that they'll attack stuff regularly for you. When they send you to a settlement, they want you setting up a recruitment beacon. And once you do that, you never have to go there again if you don't want to. It's just so when people get close to that, they'll automatically join that area and just like roam around and do stuff. If they ever send you there and then it tells you to do something, just go to the workbench and make like a generator and a recruitment beacon, and then plop them down, and you don't have to worry about it. It's like Skyrim, where you can talk to a random person and all of a sudden you have a quest, and you can go about that. That'll branch out into other quests.
Except, so far for me, the world is like so dead. There's like nothing.
Wasteland.
Yeah, but there's supposed to be like
I get it.
vendors
Just
and
fucking with you.
yeah.
Yeah, you could probably finish the main story in that game 8 hours.
God damn.
I just don't know where I'm supposed to go. They're like,
You just have to go into your mission log, and then it should automatically just, as long as you pinpoint it on your log, it'll
super annoying.
guide you where you need
It's
to
like,
go. Now, if you haven't been there before, you have to walk to that place or teleport to the nearest place you've been, and then you can go where you need to go. But after that, it's kind of like do your own thing.
I hit a glitch where it was like, I haven't gotten like bad glitches at all yet, but I mean I've only played 4 hours. I'm talking to this dude, and I have the subtitles on, and he says like, Sturgis, tell him, and then until I shut the game off, everyone's dialogue was Sturgis, tell him. Like my dialogue would stay the same. I'd talk to them, and that's what they would say. Is Sturgis, tell him. And I was like, what the actual fuck is going on right now?
It's kind of worth it that I didn't, I guess, pick it up then, because I don't want to be.
It's a Fallout game. Like
It
if
really
you played
is.
3 and you really enjoyed 3,
A lot of these same like things from 3 are in 4.
Are Deathclaw scary as fuck?
No, dude, they're terrifyingly easy. The first death claw that pops up, he knows it's true too. The first death claw that pops up, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be a rough fight. I killed it in probably 15 seconds. It attacked me once and did 0 damage to me.
What the fuck?
if you have power armor on, it can
Dude, I don't know.
can save your life.
Death
but
Claws were the truth in 3. Motherfuckers come out of there.
This is my first actual playthrough of a Fallout, and I've heard just Deathclaw.
In 3, 1 Death Claw was a problem. In 2, if there was 2 Death Claws, everything in that general area is just fucking done.
Gage actually found like a wasteland that's constantly irradiated, and he said that like at any point in time, he can see at least one legendary Deathclaw, and he said he just fights them like it's no problem now.
Yeah, they're pretty easy in this game.
That's,
I had a silenced pistol, like, I just devastated it.
that's upsetting.
It like crawls out of the ground all menacingly and shit, and then you're just like, let's lay some hate, and you just
I
stand
take
in
it.
one
I
spot.
take it we're playing on at least like a regular, like normal difficulty. Level.
Yeah, just whatever it starts you off as.
Now, if you're ill-prepared, then yeah, you'll get your butthole ripped open from that thing, but if you know what you're doing, they're not really that hard.
Okay.
From what I'm understanding, they never get the drop on you either.
Yeah. Are there like I know in 3 they had certain things that would just make the like giant super mutants just fucking spawn. Like there was one where there was a teddy bear like just hanging, and if there's no super mutant anywhere to be found, and because it killed me one time, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And then I like searched everywhere. I grabbed it. The second you grab it, he like spawns behind the hill.
There's certain things like that. Like there's a space monkey stuffed animal in a car in the middle of the wasteland. I went and I looked at it, and then I turn around and there's this giant like behemoth like super mutant thing like charging at me. Like, well, here we go, and then I killed it. There are like super mutants that have a mini nuke in their hand, like a football, and it's like armed, so they run at you like a kamikaze, and if they reach you, it's like an instant kill.
Damn.
But power armor, if you're in a power armor, you can fall from any height, and you take no damage at all. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but like, you start to fall really fast, and then you just hit the ground. And he's like,
I mean that power armor is super cool.
It's not a terrible game because it kept me playing through to the end. But just like The Witcher, the main enjoyment you'll have out of that game is the side quests. Like the main story is pretty much garbage.
Will it spawn any kind of game in which I could play aside from the actual game and derive
I'm pretty sure there's a game
Far.
called Wastelanders that you can play in Fallout.
far greater enjoyment?
Yeah, I've heard that there's a card game in Fallout called Wastelanders.
Well, looks like
I didn't hear about this at all.
Some guy was telling me about it yesterday because I tried selling him Gwent cards.
Goddamn right, Gwent is so good.
I
Where
did it
are
as a
they?
joke. They're hidden because I'm not letting you buy such
Dude,
a terrible
give
thing.
me those goddamn Gwent cards.
Yeah, this physical Gwent card.
That game is so good.
Um,
I'll be the best in the world. You won't be saying that when I'm the Seto Kaiba.
Of Gwent,
Of Gwent.
sending people to the shadow realm of
the whole
Gwent.
like this.
Damn it, that game is good. I'm sorry.
Unless you're really invested into the Fallout lore, there's really nothing for you in this game.
Not really. Feral ghouls will fuck you up really fast though. If you run into more than one feral ghoul,
That's how it was in 3. Like, if there was a mission where you had to go into caves, and there was like feral ghouls all over the fucking place, and it was just...
Imagine the enemies from Rage, where they're like running at you and doing like fumbling in front of you and like just smacking the shit out of you. That's what they do.
they are super easy to cripple though. Like I had a tire iron, and I swung and knocked off both of its legs, and it was like crawling at me. But it was crawling so slow that I was just like, yeah, I don't care about you at all. The experience is not worth like hanging around waiting for your feral ghoul friends to show up.
It's not a bad game, but it's nothing. I don't think it deserves the second coming height that people were bringing it out to be.
Yeah, hardcore don't think that.
Even Brady was like, that's probably the biggest disappointment of
Really?
the decade for me.
Young Brady.
You're just over 10 years old, so I don't know how they could.
He bought the Super Omega 69 edition with the nuke, right?
Yeah, the PC one with all of them.
But he doesn't fucking... He's not gonna play it on PC.
What else?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Talked about the big 3. 4.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
As
It's a good Assassin's Creed.
You
Oh, I
played,
played from that one as well.
I really have lost interest in like really even wanting to play the Assassin's Creed.
Maybe a good rent, like just to get a feel of where they're going with that game.
I need to take Call of Duty back. That's what I need to do. 'Cause I've had that game for a long time. I keep having him take it out for me.
And
But-
I keep saying that I'm re-signing it out, but I'm just like, nah. Mark and Vaughn don't care.
Mark knows I still have it because he sees me on Xbox every day. So
Just have so many of them. Yeah, we can jump into the main bulk of this episode. The
Finished out movies.
Game of the Year awards are happening soon. Let me see if there's a set date on that. December 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. They did post all of the categories and the nominations for them. I figured we'd go through them, give our opinions on those, and then which ones we think are going to win.
let's do it.
Okay. First one, straight up, Game of the Year. Bloodborne, Fallout 4, MGS5, Super Mario Maker, or Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
MGS5.
And a side note, I'm going to say that Witcher 3 is a better RPG than Fallout.
I agree.
I'm not far enough into Fallout to say that, but the way it's going, I would also agree. Only because it feels way more in depth.
I would agree just from. I know I haven't played it, so normally I'm like, shut up, you haven't played it. But from what I'm told, and I know Brady isn't the definitive opinion on Fallout, but within the context of fanboys, I would say he is hardcore Fallout fanboy, as we all know.
Yeah.
Just from the. I mean, between the negative and the so-so reviews the game's been getting, you know, Witcher. If you're saying like pretty much you can just go out and just off enemies that were once, you know, an actual threat, The Witcher, in a lot of circumstances, you have to be really fucking prepared. Like,
Yeah,
and
that
be a Witcher.
fight with the Griffin in one of those like side quests.
shit was like
That
the
shit
first.
fucked me
It
up,
was like the
like,
first fucking
hardcore.
quest. Like the first real quest was the fight with the Griffin, and this shit was real.
Not the Griffin,
Which
the
I'm
one,
like,
the
like
one
the
that's
The cocktail.
yeah,
that they showed in the trailer that one time. Where you're
Yes.
on like the top of the mountain and it comes.
yes,
Yeah.
The cockatrice.
Yeah.
whatever it is.
cockatrice. Yeah, that thing. That fight was
pretty
hard
tough.
as fuck.
Yeah,
That fight was hard as fuck. It probably took me like maybe 45 minutes.
and the
to
fucking
finish
fights
that.
are hard, dude.
Whereas in Fallout, I was like, this Deathclaw is gonna fuck me up, and then I just started shooting it with my minigun, and it was like,
Blew its arms and legs off.
I was like, oh no, don't do this. Oh,
Yeah.
but remember, you can turn me into a Deathclaw steak. Eh.
At no point in The Witcher does it give you like an easy out. Like I feel like
No.
Fallout,
To get
like
fucked up
even if
quick.
something bad is happening, you can just be like, all right, well I didn't want to. The way I look at Fallout, in the same way I was with 3, it was like I would use a certain weapon because I wanted to reserve a weapon, and then I actually do this with a lot of games. By the end of the game, I always have like in excess of the super weapon. Like I did it with Resident Evil, I had like a billion grenades by the end of the game, and it was like, all right, well I'm in a bad spot. What should I do? Minigun with 2,000 rounds? Why the fuck not? And just waste the Deathclaw.
Just use VATS and
Yeah,
not worry about anything.
but Witcher, they never gave you that easy out.
It's a hard game.
Yeah.
I will say, as much as I want MGS5 to be, I don't think it would be.
Really.
Only because Metal Gear Solid's story is so confusing,
There's
and
been such like negative press around that game and everything. Like
5 was no. If you're like us, where you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, this game's gonna be fantastic. I love this story. I'm so into the story. You get it.
Mhm.
But like, if Brady picked that game up, like, what the fuck is going on?
And how does this Game of the Year? Is it like a panel of like select judges?
there's like a panel of reviewers from like almost every like.
But if you hold it by that standard, then it's still very well in the running for Game of the Year because it's not your everyday Joe
Mhm.
that's going to be on the panel, and It's not like a majority vote.
It's a panel of judges from 32 international publications.
So it's gonna be.
I would strike out Super Mario Maker and
Oh.
Bloodborne right away.
Yeah.
Not saying that Bloodborne's not a good game.
Mhm.
I just don't think.
It doesn't have the. I don't feel like From Software games have the story within the game. Like, you have to look deeper. It's another one of those you have to look into the lore yourself.
I think it's between Fallout and Bloodborne.
Really?
You don't think Witcher's up there at all? I was gonna say Fallout Witcher.
I think Witcher could be a strong contender if it's not between those two, but I think that's a good 5 games on that list.
I'm saying
It is a really good
It's a
5
solid
games on the
list. I'm saying MGS and Witcher for sure.
Seeing as that's really the only good game that's come out on the Wii U this year.
Super Mario Maker got some good press and everything. It's super popular, but I don't think it holds its own compared to the other 4. Metal Gear, if you're not already invested into that story, there's no...
Mm.
You can't just jump into that game and understand what the fuck's going on. Witcher, it's a pretty hardcore RPG, so I could see it's gonna be very divided. Fallout's Fallout, so it's got the name behind it, Bethesda. People are gonna pick it just because it's Fallout. All of them got good press though, so it's gonna be tough. I think it's between Fallout 4 and Bloodborne,
I'd say Fallout and Witcher.
because From Software has really made a name for itself.
It really
for sure.
is, yeah.
So
No, Witcher,
it's got a
MGS.
hardcore fan base for that. But I would not be surprised if The Witcher pulls that one out, because they've really had no negative press. CD Projekt is really good with their consumer base. So
Yeah. I'd say if I would say somebody to take the whole thing, I'd have to say my money's on Witcher though.
next one is Developer of the Year. We got Bethesda, CD Projekt Red, Witcher, From Software, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne,
Yeah.
Kojima, Metal Gear, Pro Evolution Soccer,
I would say
DDR,
Konami, Bethesda,
and Nintendo.
Konami, Bethesda, and Nintendo.
Kojima?
If I'm gonna give it to anybody, it would be CD Projekt Red.
I could see CD Projekt Red winning that one.
CD Projekt Red. I'd go with them too, because they're just. I
They
don't know.
did a lot of stuff right with Witcher, and they it's small, but we all bought that game, and
That's probably the biggest game on that list.
yeah, and when you open the Witcher's case, and it was like the personal thank you from the developer, that kind of goes a long way.
No
Like-
one really does that.
Thank you for believing in us.
Next one is Best Independent Game. First one is Axiom Verge, Her Story, Ori and the Blind Forest, Rocket League, and Undertale.
Okay, go through those again.
Axiom Verge,
Okay.
no.
No.
That took a long time for that guy to make, and it's super impressive what he did, but I don't think that got as popular as they wanted it to be.
It's a Metroidvania that's nowhere near as good.
Her Story, that was a Steam release. It's like a first person. I think it's the one where you're playing a girl wandering through a house that's abandoned. I didn't hear much about that one. Ori and the Blind Forest, you played that one.
It was a very good game. It was very fun. I don't think it's going to be up there though.
Rocket League
Yes.
and Undertale. I don't know what that last one is.
I would say Rocket League,
Rocket
but
League.
I've really only played 2 of those games.
I would say Rocket League. If I would have to say it would be between 2, it would be Ori and Rocket League. But I would say almost hands down Rocket League. The game
Rocket
is
League has blown up.
Oh,
on the
it's
internet.
I have people
Wild.
coming and asking me all the time, do you guys have
Wildly.
Rocket League?
wildly fucking popular. People love that game. Ori,
It's a good downloadable game, but
I feel like it didn't do as well as they wanted it to.
This
and it's
is-
one of those games that's free.
and this is like, I guess it's hard to say this because there's other games that have similar achievements, but I feel like most games with achievements that you can do in 3 hours, because that's one of the achievements, is to beat it in 3 hours, probably isn't going to be in the running to win a title like that, just because that means that game has the capacity to be breezed through
Yeah.
without, taking a moment to take a look at much of anything. Game is beautiful. The story is actually shockingly like emotional. It when you figure out what's happening, you're like, wow, doesn't make sense exactly.
Axiom Verge also doesn't make sense, like, at all.
It's a weird one.
Like some of it, because like you find out like at the end of the game, if people haven't played Ori and the Blind Forest, at this point, it's kind of moot point.
Spoilers, but I mean that
Spoilers,
game's been out for like
but
4 months.
It's been a while.
Apparently, Her Story is a full motion video mystery game.
hmm But yeah, you find out like the owl that's trying to destroy you or kill you, is like Trust trying to save the last egg it has, because apparently this ritual that your people do that brings light to the forest, that makes it live, kills this owl. But the owl lives in the forest, is indigenous to the forest, so and your people do this ritual like every year. So it didn't really make sense how that owl was still alive or producing offspring. But, you know, very beautiful game.
So we say Rocket League's pretty
Rocket
unanimous.
League,
Pretty
unanimous. That
unanimous,
game
yeah.
is blown the hell up.
Next one is best mobile / handheld game. Downwell, I don't really remember that one. Fallout Shelter, Lara Croft Go, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and Pac-Man 256.
Fallout Shelter.
Fallout Shelter.
I only played I played 3 of those. Fallout, Lara Croft, and Pac-Man. Pac-Man 256 is cool.
I played Fallout and Monster Hunter.
I played Lara Croft Go. I would say Lara Croft Go is probably the best one on that list.
Monster Hunter is Monster Hunter 3.
Okay.
It very slow start.
If this was a Japan only type of award show, that would probably win.
Yeah.
I'd have to say Fallout
Lara
Shelter.
Croft Go is probably one of the best Lara Croft games that they made in a while. If I had to be competitive.
That's pretty fucked up.
It's a puzzle game, and you swipe the direction you want her to go, and they're like enemies that you have to get around. There's items to use to kill them. You have to move stuff in order to make the environment work for you. Really pretty solid. It's like $5.
Eesh.
If you want a good Lara Croft game, you should probably buy that game. It's a lot of fun.
Alright.
It'd be good with your phone because it's got like a big screen and you can see everything.
You call my phone fat. But,
Call it thick.
no. Nice. Nice
Real phones
recovery.
have curves.
Shut up. I don't want to do this. I'm not doing this.
But Fallout will probably win because
It's Fallout.
Fallout.
I mean, that game is very in-depth, though.
You know what? They might not because they catered so hardcore to Apple.
Think so?
Yeah, the like 50%. Like if we're being generous, 50% of users are Apple, 50% of users are Samsung.
Do you think that would weigh in on this
Yes.
decision though?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, because like that Pip-Boy, it was catered towards Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Like they kind of shafted everyone who didn't have an iPhone.
Oh, let's see. So, Lara Croft, Fallout, and
Fallout.
Fallout. So,
It would probably be Fallout. I wish it was Lara Croft, but it would probably be Fallout. Next one's Best Narrative. Her Story, Life is Strange, Tales from the Borderlands, The Witcher 3, and Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Dawn.
Until
God
Dawn
damn,
all
that
the way.
game is good, dude.
You think that'll win for Best Narrative?
No.
I don't think that'll win.
No, it had a really strong twist.
Cool narrative.
Life
What?
is Strange will probably win that one.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Life is Strange or Tales from the Borderlands because people are pooping all over Tales from Borderlands.
That's true.
Life is Strange is really good.
I think Life
That
is
was-
Strange, but I really wish Until Dawn. I mean,
Witcher 3's story was pretty good though.
Wendigo. Were there Wendigos in it? No.
I'm sure if you
There were probably some creatures that
Yeah,
looked like
there-
Wendigo.
They were
Search
werewolves.
term.
They're goddamn.
Those things are terrifying.
the werewolves were fucked up hard.
They're super
Here's a really
scary.
dark mission with a werewolf, like super sad.
Is it the one where he like kills his wife and you like fight him in the cellar? I never finished it.
Pretty sad.
I just left him there. I started that mission. I was like level 4 and the werewolf was like level 9 and I was like, he's gonna fuck me up.
And there was like a woman that I think he was like cheating on with his wife, and she was trying to hide the fact that he killed his actual wife. And he's like, I really don't love you. I love my wife. And he's a fucking dickhead.
I think I killed that guy, but I hadn't done the mission yet. Like I hadn't accepted the mission, so
Ruins?
I did my thing, where I just don't do what the game tells me to do because I'm a goddamn rebel. Doesn't really prove that fruitful in Witcher, because shit will fuck you up. Ran into some foglings and they were not having it.
Those drowners are like
Gang
super
bang,
scary.
Foglings are fucking terrifying.
Looking at what her story is, I could see that winning too, because that's kind of like a very interactive, like narrative-driven story. But from what I've played, it'll probably be Tales from the Borderlands.
Really.
Tales from the Borderlands, people are like shitting themselves all over that game.
So that's a Telltale, though, right? Everybody loves Telltale.
I don't know why.
I can't really get into that style of game.
It's boring. It's like watching a TV show, but picking how the episode ends.
Yeah, I'm not.
Some
really,
people really get off on that.
I'm not really about that. Until Dawn's the only game of that nature that I could stomach.
That was the first one that I finished that quickly, and with so much like
I
desire
fucking
for more.
love that game. Windows.
Um,
You called? How the fuck did you call that shit?
I was
You
like,
said he called
we
Windows.
were like two hours in.
The second, right the part when you get into the caves,
Mhm.
when you're underground, and he's like, dude, they're Wendigos. And I was like,
I was like, dude, this is Wendigos.
oh, you fucking...
you came in and asked me like about it, and I kind of like said the
He
name.
I was like, dude, it's kind of a huge twist, and he's like, is it Native American? I was like, yeah, and he's like, is it Wendigos? And I was like, yeah.
Am I the only one that found that extremely obscure? I was just like,
Yeah, it like came out of nowhere like that. No one really does stories about like Native American stuff other than like, oh, you their burial grounds. Now you're pretty fucked up.
Poltergeist.
Ghost, so spooky ghost.
I'm gonna name the next one off. I have to get a charger for my phone, so I'm going to ruin the video.
I'm gonna pretend to be Vaughn. Just kidding.
You don't have enough
Okay.
hair to put up to look like a goddamn shark fin. Best art direction: Batman: Arkham Knight, Bloodborne, MGS5, Ori and the Blind Forest, or The Witcher 3.
What the fuck does that mean?
I guess the style of like the world that they created.
I guess
Oh, that I'm going Ori and the Blind Forest. What was the fucking...
Batman, Bloodborne, Metal Gear, Ori and the Blind Forest, Witcher.
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Batman, Witcher.
The games didn't... Those games were
Or
more...
Batman, Bloodborne, Ori and the Blind Forest, Witcher, and what else?
I think Bloodborne.
I think Bloodborne too.
Really?
Yeah, that art direction is super creepy and gothic and super interesting.
Batman and Witcher look like they're pretty much
They're-
in the same engine.
They're realistic. They're realistically made games.
Definitely not Metal Gear.
Oh, Metal Gear, yeah. No, Metal Gear, Witcher,
It's-
Batman.
All those
same
games
engine.
are just-
They could be in the same engine.
Yeah, they're just realistically made games. You just
Um,
put, supernatural things in them.
Ori or Metal or Bloodborne.
I think Ori.
I would say Bloodborne.
I feel like Ori has that
That's tough.
kind of like, I don't know, it's got that indie
It's got that
indie
indie
feel
dick
to it.
sucking.
People like that
goodness.
shit. They like the
I was gonna say-
different kind of art style.
Ori's like a very
Whenever I think of
like watercolor painting.
Yeah,
when
art style.
I think of
That
Ori
is-
and the Blind Forest, I think of that Haru's Awakening game.
It's like you're
same art style.
it's like you're playing on a painting or a drawing.
If you held up like two still shots of Ori and Bloodborne, most people look at Bloodborne and be like, oh, that's disgusting. Ori looks really nice. It's more visually appeasing to people.
Mhm.
In terms of coolness, Bloodborne looks cooler and more interesting, but to most people, Ori's going to look more appealing to just
Yeah.
jump into,
Mhm.
which isn't a bad thing, but it'll probably be Ori.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Next one is best score / soundtrack.
Ooh,
Fallout 4.
or is
No.
Ori on there?
Is Metal Gear
Ori
on
is
there?
on there.
Or
Metal
is
Gear's on
soundtrack.
there.
Metal Gear. Metal Gear.
Oh yeah,
soundtrack.
no, Metal Gear soundtrack is
That's good.
you finish, but
I didn't realize like that one song that Donna Burke sings, the Sins of the Fathers, like super spoilery.
Yeah.
Like that's if you didn't know.
now you know.
But yeah, Fallout 4, Halo 5, MGS5, Ori, and The Witcher. Witcher's music's pretty good.
Witcher's music was pretty good, but I'm still gonna say MGS because that opening scene was fantastic.
All those trailers were pretty
Was
good.
that the man that ruled the world?
The
one?
man who sold the world.
Here's
yeah.
dude. Here's to you. That shit was good too.
That's a good one.
I feel like Witcher's soundtrack was good, but there wasn't enough. Like it only had a few. It pretty much had like the action music.
Only when the action music like picked up, you're like, yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
But that's all
and then
it
you got
had.
your asshole ripped open.
Yeah. And
Music.
I've got cat eyes.
And a scruffy beard.
has cat eyes, falls 4 feet and breaks his fucking legs.
That shit pissed me off like endlessly.
But
I wouldn't mind going back and finishing that game.
I gotta finish it still because I just stopped because I was just like,
Fuck that game for Gwent though. I hate that shit.
dude, fuck off. Gwent is so
I only
good.
gave Gwent like 2 tries. I didn't really.
I literally got good at Gwent and then spent the rest of that game. I think currently I'm in like the main city searching for Gwent players, and I think I just beat the last of them. I beat.
You don't physically fight the final boss. You challenge them to a Gwent match.
I just sent him to the Shadow Realm, dude. Shadow Realm trumps all. I just have one of those blank cards that what was it, Pegasus has, and I just trap him inside the card. It's like, what'd you do in there?
Banish
Don't
him
worry
to,
about it. No.
Banish him to a Millennium item.
Big brother.
Speaking of,
But I
I
would
have a
say
picture you guys are gonna.
if it had to be between two, it would be Ori and Metal Gear. But I think Metal Gear. God damn it. It's pretty good.
Okay. Next one's best performance. Ashley Birch as Chloe Price, Life is Strange. I'm gonna butcher these goddamn names. Camelia Luddington as Laura Croft.
No.
Doug Cockle as Geralt from Witcher. Mark Hamill as the Joker from Arkham Knight. And Viva Seifert from Her Story. I need to look up this Her Story. Like, it's getting a lot of
I've seen a lot of fucking
nominations.
I want to say Mark Hamill, but no, it won't be Mark Hamill. It'll probably be.
Best performance. It'll probably be Her Story. Most likely.
Mark Hamill's been the Joker too much to win an award for being the Joker.
I feel like
He
it's,
didn't win one by now.
Didn't he say it's like his last?
He said
No.
that like 15 Batman games ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He said that Arkham Knight was the 4th official time that he said that, I believe.
What is he gonna do with his life after though? I think that's
Be the trickster on the Flash.
More Star Wars movies. He said he's growing out his beard for the next one.
Oh, so he's like confirmed not dead.
Apparently.
okay. I don't know.
There's like a huge, like, shot, I guess, in one of the trailers, which I watched the first Star Wars trailer. I refuse to watch any other ones because I'm gonna get myself too stoked
Yeah.
going to that
watched
movie,
one.
and it's gonna ruin it. And
that movie
I
doesn't
guess,
come out on my birthday anymore, and I'm pissed.
I guess there's like a huge shot where it looks like they're burning a body, and then Luke pretty much says something like Obi-Wan does when he gets kind of like shanked by Darth Vader.
This could be like pure like him just saying stuff to get people off of
That's true.
that because they've done that for Batman before.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Her Story. Geralt.
I feel like he didn't
Kinda
have that
monotone
many. Yeah, he didn't really have that
He was
many
like-
emotions.
You wanna fuck?
And
I
that,
thought we got rid of that thing.
I like how you could. I like how your decisions like at first minorly affected Geralt, and then you like slowly saw how they affected him over time. It made it seem like a much more like I get he's not human, but like made him much. It made it seem like the decisions you made were gradually affecting his personality, not so much like fucking Fable, where it's like you're just sitting there and you're just like talking to a dude. And he's
You
like
slap
"Wait,
him and then you're
we-"
just like
yeah,
100%
like
evil.
you slap him, the camera like moves with the slap, and then when it pans back to you, you just have fucking devil horns. Like, wow, like
That's quick.
devil horns. You're speaking in tongues. Like in that game, it's like gradually you can hear the emotion in his voice when he says things like, "My guy, I always make people pay me," so he's just like, "Yeah, I'll do that, but you better have the money." And then like, I forget who I was watching play, and they like didn't do anything involving money. They would just
I didn't
do
do
it,
it either.
and he just like sounded really nice. He's like, "Yeah, I really want to help you.
I think you were
Let's
watching
get this
Ricky.
done." Yeah, I think I was watching
That's what I
Rick.
did. I didn't like make anyone pay me.
Yeah.
I tried it a couple times. I'm like, I don't like that.
Well, that guy didn't sound evil. He like I would help people, but then I was like, it wasn't like I would never do the option that was like, run your pocket, son. It was just like, I totally just murdered a fucking demon, and you're like pumpkin patch. Can you give me like $5? Like shit.
Good job.
Yeah, at the very least, you gotta pay me. I can't just live off fucking raw deer meat. Because apparently I can't cook. Ridiculous.
Next one's games for change. So I'm assuming this is like
Cheap games?
for pennies on the dollar. I'm gonna skip this one because a lot of these we didn't play. Sybil,
I'm just
Her
gonna take a look
Story,
at it.
Life is Strange, Sunset, and Undertale.
Literally none of them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
none of us played anything besides you played Life is Strange.
I'm gonna say Life is Strange because I don't know any of those other ones are. Best shooter: Black Ops, Destiny, Halo, Splatoon, and Battlefront. Knock Battlefront right off there.
Yeah. Battlefront. I don't think Destiny would win it either.
Could knock Call of Duty off there.
Honestly, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Splatoon.
I
I
would.
could say it's Splatoon or Destiny.
I would say
You
Splatoon.
wouldn't even say Halo?
They didn't really change anything for Halo.
I can't say because I didn't play it, but if I had to guess, I'd say probably no.
I would say Splatoon.
Splatoon was
We're going by sheer like enjoyment of playing.
Alright.
Splatoon was
Splatoon.
very inventive, I guess. Like, who would have thought that that game would blow up as much as it did?
Yeah.
We're all saying the name wrong though. Splatoon.
Shut up.
You guys have Splatoon? Excuse me? Splatoon? Get the fuck out.
Leave my store.
Kill yourself.
I love Splatoon. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did.
Hmm.
I liked it so much. I almost considered dressing up like Vaughn Johnson and like coming in your house, and then like when you came out and saw me playing your game, you like wouldn't question it. You'd be like, "Oh, I'm just playing Splatoon,"
I know I put reflective stuff over my house.
and then you would just walk back in your room and go
Oh
to
yeah,
sleep.
I forgot I was playing Wow, Splatoon right now.
Soiled it.
Um,
But yeah,
next one, or Splatoon for that
Splatoon.
one. Best action adventure game: Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Knock that right off there now. Batman: Arkham Knight, MGS, Ori and the Blind Forest, or Tomb Raider. I'm gonna say Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Really?
Yeah. That map's fantastically huge.
That's probably the best Metal Gear gameplay out of all of them.
All of them.
Not saying the other ones are bad. But
I
this
think
is the most refined
What was the one
Stealth
before Metal Gear?
action game.
Batman.
Batman.
Oh, definitely better than Batman.
Batman's the same thing
Batman is Arkham
with a car.
Asylum on a bigger scale with a car.
Okay.
The Batmobile's so cool. It would take 5 DVD discs to fuck off.
I like
Rocksteady,
the really
seriously.
small mouth thing.
Like, that shit pissed me off.
Why
once I
does
played
everybody
that
from
game.
Rocksteady have such a small mouth?
Oh, the Batmobile, it's so detailed that if we put it onto last gen consoles, it would take literally 5 discs.
You look like somebody and I don't know who it is. It's fucking with me.
It's crazy because Jason Todd was fucking the Arkham Knight the entire time.
Okay, yeah. Now that I remember that, fuck Batman. I like that game, but because they said that shit, completely original villain. It's totally
if
not
we
Jason Todd.
uploaded Arkham Knight to the Xbox 360, it would take 900 hard drives. Like, who are you guys trying to impress? Oh yeah, our game will be out in 2017. You want it 3 days before Halloween? No, fuck you.
Oh, that season pass though.
You're playing as a completely original hero in the new Batman game. It's literally just Bruce Wayne.
You're going to be able to play as so many different characters in this game. There's Nightwing, there's Robin, there's Catwoman, and there's reskinned Batman. And you'll only be able to play as these guys for 1 mission each. Good luck. Wow, you guys are really putting it to us.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. Best role-playing game: Bloodborne, Fallout 4, Pillars of Eternity, Witcher 3, and Undertale.
Bloodborne.
I didn't play Witcher. Bloodborne. I don't have a PlayStation. So, from my knowledge, I have to go Witcher.
Yeah, Witcher's.
Witcher's very in depth. I feel like Bloodborne is a little more in depth than Dark Souls.
Dude, I really want to give Bloodborne a shot.
But it's very Dark Soulsy. Joey.
Like, I feel like I'm
Joey.
missing out. It would be my 4th shot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, after the second shot, you usually should give up.
You guys gotta give me credit. Like, I want it.
You want it, but you don't want it.
I want to want it, I think.
Yeah, you want. Yeah, you want to want it, but you
Like,
don't
Dark Souls
actually
3 is
want it.
coming out, and like,
Joey, you didn't like 1, you didn't like 2. You should not purchase 3 or even try to purchase 3. I'm sorry, it just doesn't
that's
make
just so
logical
many.
sense.
That's so many games that you guys like.
It's okay to not like something.
Have
It's
that I can't
acceptable.
play. I keep giving it a shot, and I'm like,
I
this
don't
one's
like
gonna
the
be
ball.
different.
Like, I just don't like it. And I've accepted it. And you guys are really good at it.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be
Yeah.
like with me in Call of Duty, where I'm like, I can't do that too much. I don't want the thing to fall. But it could be like me in Call of Duty, where I'm like, I used to love this game, and now I don't want to play this game. That's much more upsetting than being like, I never liked this game. I still don't like this game. What am I gonna do? Like, I don't know, just not play this game, I guess.
Pillars of Eternity got some good hype from the PC crowd, but I would like Bloodborne to get its recognition. But in terms of role playing, there's not a lot of role playing in the Souls games per se, in the same vein that Fallout 4 provides and Witcher provides. You can level yourself up,
But it's not really role playing.
but yeah, I wouldn't say it's role playing.
Are you still like 100% silent in Bloodborne? Yeah. There's not even like a dialogue option. Like, yeah. It's not really that
There's only like a handful of NPCs that you talk to, and you don't talk at all. It's like the usual From Software type thing, where it's like
You really don't even make like...
something happens.
You don't even like make decisions and like how Fallout, like... Well, at least, I don't know, you talk in the new one, don't you?
Which one?
4?
4? Yes, you have. A
Yeah,
list.
because like in 3, it was like the 3 options. And and all this From Software, it's not even like that. It's kind of like yes or no questions.
Right.
You
Do you kill this person, or do you let them live and then kill them later on?
yeah. Do you want me to open this door for fucking 16 like rubbery dildos? Like, yeah, sure.
I only got 14 of them.
Well,
Sorry.
if you can find a giant's penis, that's a good one. Then you have to go find a fucking giant and kill it and all that fun stuff.
I'd say it's between Fallout and Witcher.
I'd say Witcher probably.
I would like Witcher to win. Witcher deserves to win, but because Fallout came out so recently, it'll probably be Fallout.
Some of these games I'm like, I can't, like, Ori, I'm like, god damn, this game really came out, like, within this year. I feel like that game's been out for a while.
Next one is Best Fighting Game.
You know how well versed we are.
Guilty Gear Xrd Sign, Mortal Kombat X, Rise of Incarnates, and Rising Thunder.
I only know of Guilty Gear and MKX.
Yeah, me too.
Agreed.
And I would say MKX probably just because its popularity
Mass appeal.
on the mass appeal.
Mhm.
Like
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, unanimous.
Best Family Game.
Lego Jurassic World better be on there.
Disney Infinity 3.0, Lego Dimensions, Skylanders Superchargers, knock that one right off, Splatoon, or Super Mario Maker.
I'm gonna say Lego.
We're not going Disney Infinity?
Nope, because not as many people bought it as Lego this year.
Really?
I think
Lego blew up compared to Disney.
as much as the Star Wars name holds with people, I don't think Disney Infinity did as well as Disney wanted it to. It's selling, but it's not as many as Lego Dimensions is. Especially Lego Dimensions has so many different properties that appeals to so many different people.
Like 16 right off the rip that they were like, these are going to be a part of our game.
Superchargers bound.
Hardcore bound.
Splatoon. I don't think that's really a family game.
Not really, no.
Same thing with Mario Maker.
Mario Maker, I guess it started as that, but there's so many people making levels meant to be impossible.
Yeah. There's so many like levels where like two groups of friends are like, I'm gonna make a level that my group of friends cannot ever complete, and they complete that, and then they're on a whole new level trying to make another
Yeah.
like crazy hard one. Probably Lego.
I got
Superchargers, their collector's edition, like the Dark Edition.
We have so many of those.
Yeah, and people were buying them, and like, you know how it's got like that formed plastic, so you have to like push it out. They would push it out, and it would fall into two pieces. The characters.
Jesus.
Another one that we have tons of info on: best sports racing game. Sports/racing, not sports racing.
We can literally skip that one.
Okay. FIFA, Forza 6, NBA, PES 2016, and Rocket League. Rocket League.
Rocket
League.
Um,
Sports games.
Sports racing game.
Sports games really don't change. So.
just like war.
War.
Best multiplayer: Black Ops 3, Destiny, The Taken King, Halo 5,
Maybe.
Rocket League, or Splatoon. I would knock Destiny off that.
Yeah, Destiny and COD. Knock them
Okay.
both off.
I would probably say Rocket League again,
Best multiplayer.
because Nintendo's multiplayer kind of blows still.
I would say
Splatoon was pretty good. I didn't really have any disconnection or anything
Yeah.
like that, but in terms of mass appeal, probably not.
I'd say Rocket League.
Rocket
Halo
League
5.
or Halo.
Halo 5 is really good.
I don't think they'll ever get that magic back that they had with the past ones.
No, and it's just through like the power of like Rocket League is popular console and like PC.
Yeah.
So like yeah, Halo.
Is Rocket League on the Xbox One?
No. So yeah.
I'm gonna skip this next one and save for the last. We're gonna skip this one altogether. Esports Player of the Year.
We're not doing
No idea what the F those are. Esports Team of the Year. Skip it. Esports Game of the Year. Skip it. That's more of a stretch type of question. Trending Gamer. We can probably skip this too.
You know what the fuck that means?
Like
Something that's popular and professional.
popular in like the YouTube, like
I
Twitch play area, like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Greg Miller.
put this out there, even though
Total Biscuit.
I am enjoying the fact that we're going to now be on YouTube and doing such things. I hate most of those people, and I get it that it's their job to be ridiculous and scream at fucking nothing, but
We're gonna be real.
real as fuck. So when I start posting videos on this shit, it's just me. No, I'm probably like a lot of these videos, and it's like a disclaimer. Like if you got kids, don't make them watch that. I'll probably be drinking or something like that.
There's some vulgarities, some explicit language, but
So,
nothing
sometimes.
nothing that you haven't heard coming from your mom and dad fights.
Yeah.
I mean, we hope you have a loving family, but sometimes things get out of hand.
Become nuts. And we make you all right.
We'll keep you calm.
Make you feel all right. But yeah, I will be acting a fool, but it won't be like.
Be a good fool.
It'll be a good fool. 'Cause it won't be like, God, I wish this guy would shut up. And if you give, if you watch enough, you can give me enough money, I promise I'll give some to charity. Because what am I gonna do with that money?
Promise I'll give some to charity.
And the last thing we'll skip, best for fan creation.
What does that even mean?
That's like mods and stuff that got really
Oh.
popular, like Twitch plays Dark Souls or Super Mario Maker e-reader levels.
I can't really enjoy those things because I don't have a PC for which to play these things. Some mods don't make it to the Xbox.
Which leaves us with most anticipated game,
Oh shit!
which is, I brought this up with Joey, like, this is crazy because there's only one Xbox game on this.
I mean,
Which is
I'm
surprising.
not biased.
Right. I'm just
No.
bringing it up.
No, that's fine.
It's all exclusive stuff. For the most part, right?
It's fine.
Yeah. Uncharted, Last Guardian, Quantum Break, No Man's Sky, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
So
This is more of a personal preference type thing.
I'd say Uncharted is not a good game, so knock that one right off.
totally unbiased.
It's garbage. It's filth. The Last Guardian. I feel like that game's no. Just hear me out. That's not even anything. I feel like that game's anticipated because I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like
No one knows.
I had
Nobody knows what
to
it
I
is
had to
anymore.
look it up, and then like even then I got like 2 screenshots and then like a paragraph, and I'm like super curious.
The hype behind that is
It's a ghost.
the developer behind it. They made
Hiko and Shadow of the Colossus.
Ego and
That game
Shadow
is
of the Colossus.
like I don't know.
That game was supposed to be a launch title for PS3.
Yeah, I know. That's what.
So,
That's why I
like,
think it's
I'm
anticipated.
super interested. Like,
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it, but I also know that like probably what we saw at Sony Experience, that's the whole game. Like that one section, that's the game, and then it's
I don't
over.
know about that. There's got to be more to it than that.
Like 8 years, and you get this one climbing section, and you call the dingo.
every generation will be a new segment to add on to it.
Yeah.
So by the PS like 40, we'll be finished with that game.
Honestly,
I'll buy the collector's edition of that game.
I would do that.
And he doesn't know why.
I don't know why. I just will.
Thus-
I want a statue of that dog thing.
Thus making it
Holding the
highly
boy in
anticipated.
its mouth.
Yeah.
Honestly, Horizon Zero Dawn would probably be my most anticipated.
Is that the
Robot dinosaur.
I want Quantum Break to be cool.
that's exclusive?
PS4, baby.
I don't know. I didn't know how I felt about it. I'm really curious why of all the things robots could emulate, they would be dinosaurs.
No Man's Sky, we still don't know a lot about it, so I can't be really. It's interesting.
You can play that game for 1.935 billion light years and never make it to the same planet.
Yeah.
All right.
That'll probably be a VR game as well. So I'd say Horizon is super interested. Because that's an RPG coming from guys that haven't done an RPG. Same guys that made Killzone made a Horizon game.
I don't know. Like I said, I'd have to say
I'd say Uncharted because I just like Uncharted so much.
Horizon Uncharted.
Yeah.
Only because Horizon's a new IP. And we get so few of those.
I would say
Like-
Last Guardian Uncharted. The only reason Uncharted is because from my experience in this world, people just like terrible things. I mean, Lil Wayne was popular for a long time. So.
That's you were going down like a path where I wasn't following, and then you're like, I was like, oh shit.
That game's terrible. All of Uncharted is not good.
Okay. That was a good
I hope
discussion.
everybody can see my face say these things.
Yep. I can see pretty much all of you.
Good.
Has jump right into movies.
Saw
New.
Spectre. Pretty good.
Have you seen any theater movies lately?
Nope.
I saw The Night Before. Very funny. I'm going to see the new Frankenstein movie on Wednesday, and then Saturday we're going to see Krampus.
Ooh.
Should probably figure out when we're doing Friendsgiving.
We should figure that out.
Yeah, 'cause I need to make some schedule arrangements if that's...
We could do
One day.
Friday. No, you're. How long are you gonna
I
be
mean,
there
I won't
for?
be there all day.
We could do Friday.
I'll see what the other guys are doing.
Yeah, we've got to collaborate on this.
We'll just make it Christmas Day. We'll just all go to the Chinese buffet. It'll be
That's-
Friendsgiving
that's
and
way too
It's
far.
fine with me, they don't celebrate Christmas.
So yeah, Night Before, highly recommend. Very funny. If you liked This Is the End, Night Before,
so I haven't seen it.
I will bring it over. It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Night Before, it's a comedy, so there's not really like a story you can spoil, but there's a lot of funny like drug-related humor.
Okay.
Seth Rogen's wife in that movie literally says, after she gives him a box, "This is every drug ever in the world." That's her line.
Okay.
show, so be aware that we have 25% battery left on that camera.
I mean, I think this was the wrap up, so.
Yeah,
Ash vs. Evil Dead, if you can watch that on Stars.
very good. Very
watch
good.
that. It's pretty good.
If you haven't tuned into that young One Punch Man,
One Punch Man.
Watch One Punch Man above it.
treat yourself. But,
Check out Christmas Horror Story.
for sure.
Check out The Hollow.
The Hollow, excellent.
Don't check out Last Shift. You could probably avoid the entire ending to Christie because that was kind of a crappy ending.
What do you mean?
She jumps off that building and then just kind of like hits that tree and then she hits the ground. She's like,
That's like not even remotely close to the end of the movie, though.
yeah, but everything after that point is
I don't understand how. That's like the best part of
she
it.
slits a guy's throat with a key.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she does underwater.
No.
She
She
stabs.
she stabs him with the key, then she tackles him into the water. She uses the baseball bat to strangle him underneath water.
After the tree, I stopped paying attention. I was like, this movie is
Don't
gotten
listen to
very
Joey.
realistic.
He's a fucking
Plus,
quack.
there's an after credit scene in that movie that like totally destroys the entire ending to the movie. Like, you know how she like outs all of them?
Yeah.
There's an after credit scene and it's like 6 months later, and the people are still doing it.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, the end of the movie, if you're reading like the captions, it says like
They're finding
cult,
people.
cult stopped, and it's like going progressively
Well, it's
over the next.
it's going progressively
couple of months.
throughout the United States, saying like they're stopping.
But it like the ending, like the after credit scene, made it seem like that chick was like hunting these people down also.
Yeah.
And no, that's the way the after credit scene makes it seem.
Oh, the after credit.
Like they're running up to this chick, but they're doing like all these weird shots where like they're running at this chick who's walking into her house, and they're making it seem like those people are being followed. And then they just like run up to this chick, and one of them has a baseball bat, and one of them has a baseball bat, and they're both swinging like towards her head, and then they just stop, and it cuts to black. Like they physically stop on camera, and then it cuts to black. It's like, that was weird. Check out Age of Extinction, the new Transformers movie. Pay attention when there's the final confrontation. There's an extra person in that scene. It's pretty funny.
Oh, is that the one with the explosion?
Yeah, it's like
and the
this
dude?
super nerdy looking guy, and there's an explosion, and it looks like he's trying to cover himself, and he's not supposed to be there. And then like the camera pans around, and he's gone.
He's part of the pyrotechnics.
Yeah, he's like super funny.
RoboCop, I saw that. Not too bad.
Oh, you just saw that? I think it's super good. It had me listening to Hocus Pocus for a long time. The song they play when he's shooting all the other robots, that's the whole song. That's like a 7-minute song,
Wow.
and he just yodels. It's really good though.
Oh yeah, that was a really good scene.
Yeah.
I liked that scene.
Let Us Pray. It's a really good one. I don't know if you've seen that one. Pretty much this dude, it's like based in Ireland. Dude shows up at a prison, and like everybody's freaking out in the prison.
Hold on, pause. Never mind. I thought I was gonna sneeze.
Why would I pause for your sneezing?
So then I wouldn't like sneeze over your words.
You can't overpower my delicious mulatto voice. Ridiculous, this guy. But yeah, dude shows up, and there's a bunch of people in the prison, and throughout the movie, you find out these people have some things to hide, and some of them are a fucking doozy.
Last
And-
Shift kind of tries to do the same thing, but they're like, the whole premise for the movie doesn't really make sense. They're at a police station for the last shift. All the calls are being rerouted to the new police station. The only reason this chick has to be there is because there's like waste there that they didn't want to leave unattended, but all the doors are locked anyway, so nobody can get into the police station. So there was really no reason she had to be there, and they even kind of imply that like the people coming to pick up the waste, which is the reason she was there, already have a key, because at the end of the movie they get in without her knowing.
See, I don't think that's Significantly different?
No, like, because they introduce that chick, and she's like, they're talking about stuff, and they act like they've got something to hide, and then they introduce her captain, and he's just like freaking the fuck out, and he's like, you don't need to know what's going on, and then they just never talk
Well, the
about
whole reason
that.
they're freaking out is because the dude that shows up is like, it's not really a spoiler, because they pretty much let you know right off the rip. The dude's like a fucking angel. And when he shows up, people can automatically know that he knows the sins they've committed. So, like, they all start to freak out and, like, try to murder him. And, like, they all pretty much, like, go crazy, because he's like, and he, like, gives them a chance to, like, repent for their sins, usually resulting in, like, them mutilating themselves or something like that.
What's the name of this movie again?
Let Us Pray. It's on Netflix. It's pretty good. But yeah, he shows up and he's kind of just like,
Okay.
you are all sinners.
He would recommend Let Us Pray. I will not recommend Last Shift.
I would recommend Unbreakable.
I'll even go so far as to
I like that one.
spoil the ending to Last Shift.
What their faces say.
So they like set it up that there's demons in the police station, and then they're like, actually it's ghosts. Which, alright, like, demons, ghosts, whatever. Her dad arrested this like really bad guy. They're basically like Manson family, and they're like killing all these people. They arrest them and bring them to the police station. The night that they're arrested, they like interview them, whatever. They hang themselves in the police station after like carving pentagrams into their faces.
Perfect.
And
Delicious.
the official story is there's a shootout. They get gunned down in the shootout. Her dad gets killed in the shootout. That's not what happened. They just didn't want people to know about that. The police station's like being haunted, whatever, by this dude. A year to the day that happened, she's like in the police station. She's having visions of this guy, and he's got like this bag over his face, and there's like the bloody pentagram from where he like carved into his fucking face. Takes the bag off. He's a demon. So I was like, okay, this movie's about demons, but then they're like, he's a ghost. Whatever. But then like this chick shows up and she's like part of that family, and she's in love with that
Did you
dude,
get a vacuum?
and she's like,
Call Luigi?
his evil's still here. I'm gonna kill you for him. But then she pulls out a gun and kills herself. And I was like, alright, now this movie's starting to not make any sense. There's a couple of really cool shots where like she's walking down a hallway, and she keeps getting phone calls from this girl who like she thinks is being killed, like they're trying to murder her. Turns out that girl was beat to death with a baseball bat a year ago that day. She's being followed by this girl down a hallway, and then like the camera pans around and it shows her face, and like her teeth are coming out of her cheeks and stuff. Super fucking scary. And it's that girl. She's like got a name tag on that says Megan, and I was like, dude, that's fucking terrifying. Like, I would freak the fuck out. She ends up like cornering her in this little thing, and she's like, and I was like, I would probably pee myself. Like, I wouldn't be doing that. I would be like, they would find me dead like one of the people from The Ring. Like, and like she starts getting ghost phone calls from her dead dad, and she's now like, you're dead. She's like, Dad? Like, what the fuck? And then the waste people show up, and she just starts to shoot them to death. And she like sees them as like followers of this family, and then she gets shot by her police captain who was there for some reason, and they never explain that at all. He's just there, and he shoots her, and he's like, I'm here, it's okay, we got an officer down. It's like, does he know what's going on? Or like, why the fuck is he there? Like, the people walk in, she shoots all three of them, and then she gets shot. That's the time frame. Like, and then she's like laying there, and she's bleeding out, and the people walk in and put a bag over her head. But it's like the ghosts, they put a bag over her head, and the guy's just like standing there looking at all of them, but he's acting like he can't see them, but he's like making eye contact with one of the girls. I was like, this ending makes no sense.
He's
And then
trying
it
to
just
hide
cuts to
something.
black.
I have to watch myself. I don't want to because you have negatively reviewed this film.
Like the first 40 minutes are good. The last 40 minutes take it in a completely different direction. If they would have just stuck with like, it's a demon, I would have been like, this is good. They're like, it's a ghost. It's a demon ghost. It's a dosed.
I don't know.
On that note, I'm going to recommend movie next.
I will negatively recommend that movie. Fuck that movie,
I-
actually.
I like that movie.
With Nicolas Cage and Jessica Biel.
Kind of like that movie. I rewatched it like a couple weeks ago.
I don't know, man. Nicolas Cage making a comeback.
He was in our hometown.
Yep.
He was.
Anytime a movie ends with none of that ever happening,
That is a shitty cop out for a movie. But
Repo Man
up
with
until,
Jude Law,
up until that
fuck
point,
that movie.
up until that point, I'm like, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna like this. Okay.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I say
Don't look
Chris.
at me any differently when you watch it.
It's fine. Like I said, it's Let Us Pray, Christie, and Hollow. Hollow is not on Netflix. or
Hollow
Hulu.
was fantastic.
You would have to purchase and or rent that film. It's an IFC film.
Should buy that movie through our Amazon links.
Boom, boom. There will be links to that, and you can help us help you make this thing better for
It
all of
doesn't
us.
cost anything extra.
Nope.
We're going to be posting Christmas pics soon,
Nothing extra.
getting business cards.
We just get a little bit of money in our pocket to make this little studio a little bit better for everybody. So
If you buy enough stuff from there, we'll visit each and every one of you.
That's not a promise. I don't really like people.
Don't listen to Joey. I'll do that shit.
Adrian will do that. He's the...
I am not playing. This is a fucking serious.
I'll probably
case.
join. I have like a road trip.
Yeah.
I guess I would have to be there, but I'm like really weird meeting new
fucking-
people.
Probably shake hands at most.
Not me. I will.
I'll buy you lunch.
I won't.
And ask for the
I'm.
money back because
I'm very frugal. That I won't do. I will be your best friend. We'll frolic in the park or some shit. I probably won't give you money or anything monetary.
I'll insult you for whatever reason.
You don't even. Yeah. See, they're making this not appealing. Sorry. But yes, help us out, and we can make this thing fun.
On that note,
Anything else?
we can probably pick the next one our game of the year.
Yeah.
So try to have Brady on here or something.
Ooh, special guest Brady. They can see how gingery he
Top
is.
5 is Fallout, Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim, Oblivion, and Oblivion again. Because why not? That deserves 2 spots.
It was a damn good game.
It was a good game.
Expansions were fucking flawless. But
Number 2 is Horse Armor. Number 1 is Oblivion.
Sorry.
Okay. Hope you enjoyed the first video podcast. We're going to do it from here on out.
yep, feel free to put stuff in the comments below. Oh man, look at you. You see, you say you can do that. Put comments below. All right.
Below.
Yeah. Oh man, look at that. But yeah, tell us things you liked, don't like,
Or to the side if you're using the mobile app.
whichever. I really don't care. Just let me know how we're doing, so we can fix this thing.
Constructive criticism, not negative criticism.
Yeah, don't be mean.
Don't see. They're saying that, but it's YouTube, so it's the internet. The second you say don't, people are probably gonna be something about sucking a dick, stuff like that.
Joke's on you, I like that.
Boom! I suck all the dick.
There's nothing wrong with that, even though we're joking about it.
That's a good point. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Do I have to? I mean, they're the ones
Dude, it's
judging.
PC.
They're the ones judging me for it. I'm not judging anybody for it.
That's true. Okay, this is Vaughn.
Joey.
And Adrian.
And we are out.
Bye bye.